Okay, let's unpack this. Imagine, like, a sun-drenched beach, the smell of salty air, and these eyes lock onto yours across the room. Promises a whole whirlwind romance. Gonna rewrite your story. Sounds amazing, right? Like the perfect escape.
Totally, the kind of sizzling, passionate thing you'd read in a steamy summer novel.
Exactly. Except today we're diving into a tale just like that, full of twists, captivating, keeps you on edge. But maybe that novel came with a giant flashing neon warning sign attached.
Right. And for this deep dive, we're not just, reading a story. We're dissecting a specific red flag romance. It's the unforgettable saga of Jerome and Michelle. And you can actually explore the whole gripping thing over at redflags.com.
Ooh, good to know where to get the full scoop.
Definitely. So we're setting the scene in Bohol. Just picture it. Hot sun, blue waves, those potent resort drinks.
The kind that make everything seem positive.
Exactly. Makes it all feel a bit magical. But here's a really crucial heads up, because things get really intense. Names have been changed for the protection of the not-so-innocent.
Ah, yes. We do appreciate a good warning label on our, let's say, juiciest stories. Now, you might be thinking, okay, what am I going to get from diving into Jerome and Michelle's world? And look, it's not just about the drama, though. There's definitely enough here for a whole TV season.
Oh, for sure.
Our mission today, really, is to give you a masterclass. Like how to see what's right there in front of you, even when your heart is just screaming at you to look away. We're pulling back the curtain on those, psychological traps. The ones that make even the sharpest people overlook glaring red flags, especially when passion just blinds us.
Absolutely. This isn't just a thrilling story. It's a deep dive into that intoxicating allure of vacation romance. And crucially, the devastating red flags that can pop up. We'll look at things like love bombing, how it sweeps you off your feet.
Right.
And limerence, that sort of inescapable fantasy it creates. And how easily control can, pretend to be.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It's a huge lesson in spotting those warnings, especially when you're caught up in that whirlwind of new, intense feelings.
Okay, all right, let's kick off this spicy saga then. Jerome's grand entrance. Our source material at rdflags.com describes him arriving in Bohol like a walking movie cliche. And honestly, you can just picture it.
Oh, yeah. Paint the picture.
Tall, broad shoulders, long blonde hair, in a man bun that, somehow worked on him. Didn't look ridiculous.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
And piercing blue eyes. Apparently, they scanned the room like he was searching for someone already destined for him.
Wow. Intense.
Talk about a hero shot, right? He was technically there for a company retreat, polo shirts, forced fun.
Ugh, team building.
But our Jerome, clearly restless, wanted more than awkward karaoke. He wanted something, or someone, to really ignite things.
And that's exactly where Michelle comes in, steps right into his, let's say, carefully crafted narrative. She was working at the resort, young, radiant, used to getting attention from tourists passing through.
Pretty standard resort stuff then.
Yeah, but our sources say Jerome was different. He didn't just notice her, he studied her. As if he were memorizing the curve of her cheek, the swing of her hair, that kind of thing.
Okay, that's intense.
It is. And this initial focus, this almost overwhelming gaze, it's a really potent form of what we often call love bombing.
Love bombing, yeah.
Yeah, it's this immediate, over-the-top display of affection. It's designed to create a super intense bond really fast and kind of bypass your logical defenses.
Makes sense. You feel incredibly special.
Exactly. Uniquely special, seen like never before. And it just rushes the intimacy way beyond what's, healthy or actually earned at that point.
So this isn't just a guy being charming, is it? What's actually going on in the brain when someone gets hit with that kind of intense, almost suffocating attention right away? Sounds overwhelming.
Oh, it is. It's designed to be. It's not just strong liking. It's often a strategic tactic.
Yeah.
Love bombing floods your brain with dopamine, oxytocin, creates this almost addictive high.
Ah, the love chemicals.
Right. Your brain basically flags this person as the most attentive, most perfect partner ever, which makes it incredibly hard to look at their behavior critically.
So it's like a fast track to getting emotionally tangled up.
Pretty much. And it's often used by people looking to quickly establish control or exploit a vulnerability they might sense.
Okay, wow. And oh boy, did that connection deepen fast. The story on rdflags.com talks about the first stolen moment by the pool. Michelle's done with her shift, feet aching, and Jerome just happens to accidentally brush past, offers her a drink.
Classic movie move.
Fully. She said no at first, but then,
Yeah.
why not? That night ends with talking, his hand grazing hers, that little electric promise of more.
And from there,
It was a whirlwind. Long walks on the beach, barefoot, warm night air, stolen glances turning into stolen kisses. The passion, the sources say, just burned hotter every single day.
And then, inevitably, as the story confirms, came the physical intimacy. The redflags.com narrative is so vivid here. Tangled sheets in his resort room, the ocean sounds coming in, Jerome tracing every line of Michelle's body like he was mapping out a country he had just discovered.
Ooh, okay. Steamy?
Right? Moonlight swims, hidden beach corners, laughter turning into moans. For Michelle, it was totally electrifying, like nothing she'd ever known. And what's fascinating here is how fast the limerence took hold.
Limerence, explain that a bit.
It's that intense, like, involuntary state of infatuation. You're just completely preoccupied with the other person. It's not quite love, it's more obsession.
Gotcha.
So Michelle's fantasy just became her entire reality, fueled by those powerful brain chemicals we mentioned. Every touch, every kiss just convinced her she'd found the one. It created this intense little bubble, just them in their stolen paradise. Nothing else mattered.
Yeah, it really sounds like a perfect storm.
Mm-hmm.
Emotional vulnerability meets this, like manufactured intensity. How does our brain trick us into thinking this is the one so quickly? It makes us ignore everything else.
It's a potent mix of hormones and cognitive biases. When you're in that limerence state, your brain literally filters out anything that contradicts your perfect image of the person.
Filters it out. Like you just don't see
Oh,
it.
you explain it away. You experience confirmation bias. You
Yeah.
only see the evidence that supports your belief that they're perfect for you. It creates this psychological bubble, like a sort of temporary insanity almost. Red flags aren't just ignored. You actively find reasons why they're not really red flags because that emotional high is just so incredibly powerful.
And right on cue, here's where the fairy tale takes a very sharp turn, unveiling what, looking back, was the first really blatant red flag. Jerome, Mr. Blue Eyes, and Man Bun whispers these super seductive promises. Quit your job. Spend more time with me. I'll take care of you.
Oh, boy.
And Michelle, young, totally swept away, she tragically listened. She actually quit her job at the resort just to spend her last few days completely with him. I mean, Michelle, honey, no.
This is truly a moment for, like, a major public service announcement, and the source material at rdflags.com basically screams it. Ladies, don't ever quit your job for a vacation boyfriend. Huge red flag.
Loud and clear.
But let's dig a bit deeper than just the warning. If we connect this to the bigger picture, what we're seeing is a classic manipulation tactic. He's creating economic dependence.
Right. It's not just about being generous.
Not at all. Jerome wasn't just making a kind offer. He was systematically dismantling her independence, isolating her, removing a vital safety net.
Wow, framed like that. It's pretty calculating.
It's a subtle but really dangerous step, often masked by all that intense passion and the, intoxicating promise of being taken care of. It sets up a power imbalance right away. Makes the partner much more vulnerable, more beholden.
Okay, I totally see it as a critical warning sign. But just to play devil's advocate for a second.
Go on.
Couldn't some people see an offer like, I'll take care of you, as genuinely loving? Maybe a sign of commitment, especially in those early heady days. How do you tell the difference between real generosity and, well, manipulative control?
That's a really crucial distinction. And it's tricky. Genuine generosity supports your partner's autonomy, their independence. Manipulative control seeks to undermine it.
Okay.
The key is often in the timing and the context. A truly committed partner might discuss financial support, sure, but usually after a long, established relationship, with clear plans, mutual agreement, always aiming to empower both people.
Not after 2 weeks on vacation.
Exactly. Jerome's offer came within weeks, asking her to sacrifice her existing independence for a totally unproven, long-distance future. It wasn't about building a life together. It was about her giving up her life for him. That speed, that demand for sacrifice, those are the blaring sirens.
Right. But Michelle, bless her heart, she just didn't see it then. She saw Jerome as the guy who'd change her life, her destiny even. So when those 2 weeks were up, you can imagine the airport goodbye. Michelle's in tears.
Of course.
Jerome gives that passionate kiss, promises, I'll call you. We'll make this work. And, to his credit, at first he actually did seem to follow through.
Oh, how so?
Money arrived, calls, texts. He kept it up. He made the distance feel like just a minor inconvenience, made her believe this grand romance was really going the distance. It was almost convincing.
Almost. But then there was the strange detail, which, looking back, wasn't strange at all. It was a giant, waving red flag. A flag that Michelle, like so many people caught up in new love, just rationalized away.
Okay, what was it?
Jerome never video called from home. Never.
Always an excuse.
Always. Calling from the car, the office, out for a walk. Never from a place that looked like, a home.
That definitely raises alarm bells now.
Right. It raises that big question. How many of us, when we're deep in that love bubble, just explain away these glaring inconsistencies? This is where cognitive dissonance really kicks in.
Explain cognitive dissonance again.
It's that mental discomfort you feel when you hold two conflicting beliefs. Michelle wanted to believe he was her one. That was belief A. His secretive behavior, never calling from home, that was belief B, which conflicted with A. So her mind worked overtime to invent plausible reasons for his behavior.
To make belief B fit with belief A.
Exactly. She probably told herself stories. Maybe he has roommates. Maybe Americans are just private like that, Anything to avoid the truth she was probably too scared to even consider.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's also a super clear sign of what we call compartmentalization. Jerome was meticulously keeping his two lives completely separate, walled off from each other.
It is just so easy to make excuses for someone you desperately want to believe in, isn't it? What is really going on in our heads when we ignore those little details, those nagging feelings, and just invent reasons?
Our brains are amazing storytellers, especially when our emotional investment is sky high. We are fundamentally wired to seek coherence, to make things make sense. So when someone we love does something that doesn't fit our perfect image of them, our mind often prefers to just adjust the story rather than face the painful reality of, betrayal.
It's easier in the short term.
Much less emotionally taxing in the short run to make excuses for them than to admit you've been totally deceived. It's like a protective mechanism, really.
Yeah.
Understandable, but it can leave you incredibly vulnerable to being manipulated long term.
And then you just know what's coming. The truth hits her, like a freight train. One day, Michelle's phone lights up. It's Jerome, she answers, beaming, right, ready to melt at seeing her blonde fantasy man.
Oh, no.
Only it wasn't Jerome on the screen, it was a child's face. Giggling into the camera, little fingers smudging the lens.
Oh, my God.
Daddy's phone, the kid yells. Before running off, Michelle just freezes. Her whole world just tilts sideways. Heart drops straight through the floor.
And then?
The final blow. Then the moment of truth. A woman's voice, sharp, clear. Give me that. And suddenly, Jerome's wife is staring into the camera.
Oh, gut-wrenching.
The silence, the redflags.com story says, was deafening. Michelle apparently stammered, who are you? But she already knew.
Of course she did. You just know.
She saw in the woman's eyes, saw the homey background, the family photos on the wall behind her. Jerome wasn't just someone's vacation fling. He was someone's husband, a father.
That level of betrayal, that sudden shattering of the whole fantasy she'd built, it creates immense psychological trauma. Connecting this back, this isn't just about a fling gone wrong. It's about a complete, calculated deception, built on lies, designed to exploit vulnerability and then just discard the consequences.
The sheer emotional whiplash of that moment. I mean, how does somebody even begin to process that kind of betrayal? Especially after investing so much, sacrificing her job, her entire reality just evaporated right there.
It's utterly devastating. The immediate impact is often just profound shock, disbelief, maybe even a deep existential crisis. Your brain struggles to reconcile the dream Jerome with the real Jerome.
Yeah.
It can lead to symptoms like grief, actually, but combined with intense anger, humiliation, a complete loss of trust. And for Michelle, having given up her job, the betrayal had huge practical consequences too, pushed her into an even more precarious spot.
It's a total breakdown. Psychological, practical, everything.
Complete breakdown of her world, yes.
And as if things weren't cruel enough, Michelle's body delivers its own bombshell. She realizes she's late. A pregnancy test confirms her fear. She's carrying Jerome's child.
Read the rest of the story on redflags.com. Who knows? You might see a red flag you identify with there.